Jeremy for those enlightening thoughts on handgun concealment license. My name is Paul Terry. I'm here today to talk to you about concealed handgun license. The Second Amendment guarantees you the right to keep and bear arms. Though you're allowed to bear arms, you have the right to buy them, it doesn't always apply. It is a privilege. Because it's a privilege, the government is very, very strict about certain restrictions on it. You should be able to carry a gun because criminals are allowed to find them however they want to. They're already beyond the law, so they'll find whatever means they can to get a gun, whether they steal it or whatnot. The private citizen should have the right to legally be able to purchase a gun. You should be able to take care of your home, like the Castle Doctrine, which says that you can basically shoot anybody that comes into your home. You're also allowed to protect your family, or if you feel yourself threatened, you're allowed to defend yourself. Criminals, like I said, don't care. They're beyond the law. But it's important that the government makes sure that the right people are getting guns. If you're the wrong type of person, you're just as bad as the criminal. You could snap, there are certain restrictions. It's meant for your protection, but they want to make sure that the right type of people are getting a gun. The government has imposed individual restrictions. Some of those restrictions are, we'll cover them in a moment. The NRA, the Institute for Legislative Action website, states that according to the law, it's unlawful to sell, rent, loan, or give a gun to a person that you know is planning on causing unlawful intent. So even if you don't buy it for them, even if you just loan it to them, you're still liable for what happens. The background check, the restrictions are any sort of, if you've had 180 days worth of jail or anything that's $2,000 fine or more, you're not allowed to apply for a license. If you have any sort of a probation or certain crimes that you were, even though you were allowed to do adjudication, you're still not eligible for a handgun. And like most of y'all would think, there are certain criminal backgrounds that also entail like anything like a restraining order that also is medical. If you've had any sort of diagnosis for chemical dependency, alcoholism, anything psychological disorder, you're going to be exempt from getting one. Clinical depression, those kind of things. The one thing that most people don't know is if you're default on student loans, if you're default on child support, like I said, if you have default even on your taxes, it exempts you from being able to get a concealed handgun license. If you're able to pass all of these, though, you're actually required to take training. 4 to 6 hours worth of classroom instruction. You have to pass a written test. Then from there, you go down to the gun range and you have to pass a proficiency gun test, showing the instructor, and he verifies the state that you're able to hit what you're aiming at, that you're not a threat menace to society with a gun in your hand. When you take the concealed handgun licensing course, this is the book that you will most likely get, A Matter of Personal Protection, The Weapons and Self-Defense Laws of Texas. Inside of it, many of the things that I quoted about, the restrictions, it mentions that. It mentions the guidelines, what proficiency you have to have. This is what you will get. Thank you. I appreciate your time and attention. I'm going to pass it over to Anne Marie Woods now.